peacefully, who are conducting themselves according to the regulations and guidelines and electoral laws, to the extent that these incidents cannot and should not be what describes or paints the image of what is happening consequently. And we believe strongly that we can even address the root causes of the incidents that we've seen and we are seeing. It is important that we address, not only address the wound, but we address the fundamental root causes of why are we seeing clashes. Why are we seeing supporters of different candidates and political parties clashing amongst themselves, even without the confrontation and violence? All of those are uncalled for. So while police comes up in a number of cases, while it is enforcing these electoral laws, we need as leaders, we need as stakeholders a peaceful process, a peaceful campaign process, if they choose and to follow the guidelines that they have and they know.
Thank you. I'd like to bring in the police. In your opening remarks, Ms. Diana, you did mention that the police is here to safeguard and protect the voter. In as much as they break the law, the manner in which, allegedly break the law, the manner in which the police is handling them, is that the best you could do? We've had incidences, for example, the recent incidences in Iganga, where one life was lost to live bullets, and the police, or usually when they're asked for statements, they come and say the electorate or the supporters threw stones, but a stone cannot be compared to a live bullet. And so how can you ensure that you are carrying out your role in this electoral process without harming the supporter?
Yeah, thank you. We don't go out to harm. We go out to enforce the law. So we regret such cases where lives are lost, and I don't think it's intended. So that very case you have
When you say it is not intended, when you open a gunfire, what is going to happen? When you open a gunfire, definitely you're going to expect loss of life.
Can I finish my statement, ma'am?
Please.
Yes, like I was saying, we don't go out to do harm. But when such cases happen, they are regrettable. So that very case you have mentioned of Iganga, we regret it and we are investigating it because we condemn it. It shouldn't have happened. So whoever did it definitely is going to face the law.
Okay. And so how then are you going to ensure that some campaigns are still ongoing and still we are seeing clashes between the police and the supporters and lost?
No, we shall not see such more incidents because we tell our officers to operate within the law, and if such incidents happen, we lost because we don't send out officers. Those are operational mistakes, and like I said, we regret them. But I want to assure us that we are not going to see such incidents. But what I encourage us to do is, let's keep within the law. Let's keep within the law. If we say, let's pass here, let me ask us, all of us, suppose you were coming from Kampala going to Jinja. You have a meeting in Jinja, for example, Uganda Human Rights Commission, you have organized a meeting in Jinja. And then, in Mbari, and then you reach Iganga, you have nowhere to pass. Who are you going to ask? Are you going to ask the people on the road, or you're going to ask police, where are you? You get it? So in the process, that's why I was saying, let's respect the law. Why are people on the road, right? We are trying to tell you, get out of this, but we are getting confrontations. So sometimes officers, maybe, which we don't expect them to be doing, don't know sometimes where to balance. So we don't know why For example, the case in Iganga happened.
You're saying the police officers don't know when to balance what?
Sometimes they don't know how to balance the situation. Like, when should you, because for example, at no point were we expecting someone to shoot. So we don't know this very person who shot, why was he shooting? So probably he didn't know how to balance. Because was he under danger? Was he facing danger? If someone was throwing a stone, maybe he shouldn't have responded with a gun. Yes.
Okay.
So that's why I'm saying we are investigating, we want to know why did you do this?
They are taking note of everything that we are talking here. And when the plenary comes, I hope we can hear different minds on what the police is submitting. I'd like to bring in the Uganda Communications Commission. The situations that we have seen in the elections, when they are documented, filmed, and put up on social media, somehow it becomes a threat to the state. And we see social media platforms like Facebook being banned. And so how are we going to ensure that we do have fair media coverage, which also is having information that you say is tailored and is following the law without any interference?
Thank you very much. Indeed, at UCC, we encourage the public to use all communication platforms because our primary objective is to ensure that, one, people are free to express themselves using any available technologies and platforms. But we keep reminding all users and consumers of communication services that you have a duty to ensure that whatever information you're airing out on whatever platform is information that is factual, is fair, is for peace. So it begins with the person churning out this information. It doesn't really matter on what platform you are sending that message. Whether you're on TV, whether you're on radio, whether you are on X, YouTube, or any platform, we expect you to always remember that that clip you're recording, whatever statement you're saying, is it fair? Is it factual? Is it going to leave Uganda the same? We want everybody to have that self-reflection because many times we are very quick to blame only the mainstream journalists. But sometimes the impact is caused by clips by other. My introduction remarks saying journalists and media practitioners. Because by you going on a live platform, by you opening up a YouTube channel and sharing information, you may not be a journalist. You may not be licensed by UCC. But at that point, the impact of your message can be as big as the impact that NTV or NBS will cause to the nation. And that's why, as UCC, we've tried to guide and provide an enabling environment that facilitates people to, one, formalize their activities as media providers or practitioners by coming up with different licensing categories. We have categories for radios, for TVs, for online. We are aware that a number of Ugandans have actually complied. They are getting licenses to run their online TVs, and we are happy with those people. Many of them are operating professionally. But we're also aware that there are some people who feel like regulation is an attack on their freedom. They fear any discussion with the regulator. Now, to those Ugandans, we keep telling them, please do not run away from regulation. Because by you registering your YouTube channel and you being reminded by UCC to follow the law, that will even help your business to grow. You will attract business, you will attract advertisement, and you'll become credible. The reason why some platforms could have been suspended that you've mentioned is not because anybody is really very happy to have those platforms restricted in Uganda.
Looks like it, because it's been 5 years.
That is true. The reason why Facebook specifically was suspended, we all know, and I mean, different leaders have come out publicly to explain. The main reason was the platform was being used as a conduit for sending out unacceptable content. And the government tried at different levels to engage the platform managers. And for a long time, they were adamant.
What unacceptable content was it?
I mean, who doesn't know how people were sharing a lot of information that a normal TV cannot air? People were sharing pictures, videos saying, go and attack others, kill so and so, creating division within society. And there are many documented processes that UCC and the government undertook.
But also these are the same platforms that we use to hold some of the stakeholders in the election accountable for their actions.
So-
for example, like the recent elections, from the Kawempe by-election, where everything started from. So if you ban media houses from bringing out some of these social injustices, you're infringing on people's rights.
Okay, like I said, we have many media platforms. Uganda at the moment, we have 342 radio stations. No radio station has been closed. We have over 88 televisions operating in the country. We have close to 10 million people using TikTok in this country. We have over 3 million people using X in this country. By the time Facebook was suspended in 2021, they had about 1.8, 1.9 users in Uganda. From where we sit now, we know that it is officially suspended, but there are still about 1.5 people who are using VPN and other technologies to bypass the blockage and are still using. And that's why, as a regulator, we still keep telling people that even when you're using VPN, technology enables UCC and other government institutions to see that you are using Facebook. It doesn't therefore mean that because it was suspended, if you do anything wrong on Facebook, you are immune from liability. We see many of you. And when the time calls, we can open the blankets and know who posted whatever you did on Facebook. And it is not a legal defense for you to say that for me, I was using Facebook and officially Facebook was suspended in Uganda. Technology enables us to know who is using this platform from anywhere. And that's why we keep reminding everybody that do not be lied to by anybody.
Thank you.
That because you're using VPN, we are not seeing you. We are seeing you.
Okay. So now do we have hope that Facebook will be open soon?
I've seen reports and messages from leaders in this country, and I'm aware that UCC, together with other government institutions, have been engaged in many discussions with Facebook, and there is hope. There is hope that once they address the concerns, maybe they will be officially reopened. But we are all encouraging the users to use whatever platform that you're using responsibly, because it is your misuse of those platforms that will provoke government and the regulators to maybe go into that temptation of issuing any directive that could end up affecting the way you use that platform.
Thank you so much. And finally, in just 30 seconds, as we wrap up this and invite plenary, I'll go to the Interreligious Council. Mufti, what is your message to political actors, or what is your message to the electorate when it comes to ensuring that we all have peaceful elections come 2026?
Well, our appeal has been to abide by the rule of law, to follow the instructions of the Electoral Commission, to abide by the programs that are officially given, to avoid provocation from either way, and also to feel the fact that this nation is a shared nation for all of us. We need to know that this exercise will end and we shall remain the same people. We should not disrupt the peace, which is a fragile commodity, and it is our all responsibility to keep it. Uganda, after so many years of civil strifes, achieved this peace, which many countries in the world are lacking. We should take it very important. And then there are extreme cases where some of the participants in the elections are going beyond their means to commercialize politics, some of them to the extent of selling their commodities, and yet they are not assured of the end. These will be disastrous to their lives, and we should know that God already has chosen who will be
Okay.
Yeah.
Thank you so much. And to the police, your commitment in less than 30 seconds, your commitment to ensuring that we have 2026 peaceful elections.
Yeah, thank you. Like I said, we have a mandate within which we operate, and we ensure that candidates are secure, voters are secure, polling stations are secure. We promise that we shall keep within our mandate, but also want to appeal to the public, to the candidates, the voters, please respect the law. This is our Uganda, and we are not going to let it go to waste when we are here as security officers. So please work with us to keep our Uganda safe. We have a lot to protect. We have gains to protect. We have lives to protect. So let's work together. Thank you.
All right. And to the Uganda Communications Commission, how will you ensure that the enforcement of the communication guidelines do not limit political expression as well as access to information?
Thank you very much. At UCC, we assure Ugandans that we are doing everything possible within the law to facilitate enjoyment of freedom of expression and for people to engage in civic activities. We call upon all Ugandans that use communication platforms, both the mainstream and the new media. Can we be responsible? We call upon media owners, media practitioners to always adhere to the minimum broadcasting standards and the duty for them to create a non-partisan platform that allows free discussion, balance, and professionalism.
Okay.
Let us all be ethical and facilitate the enjoyment of peace in this country, because there is only one Uganda, which we all have a duty to protect and preserve for ourselves and our children and our children's children.
Thank you. Finally, the Electoral Commission, Mr. Mchunguzi, your commitment.
We are capable as a people, as Ugandans, to have free, fair, transparent, and peaceful elections. The choice is in what and how we conduct ourselves. All of us, from candidates, their supporters, their agents, the electoral officials, the security agencies, police, and all of us, if we determine and if we decide that we want to have a peaceful conduct, we can. We are capable. We have shown in the past few weeks that it was possible to have a conduct of campaigns that are peaceful. It means we are aware of what we need to do. And we can do it again, do it even better, do it even more to enable Ugandans know that an election is not a war, and that this election of 2026 is coming. And after 15th and the other dates that the Commission has outlined, we will wake up in this same country. But what kind of country do we want to wake up in after we have cast our ballots and chosen our leaders?
Thank you, Mr. Mchunguzi. I now open the floor to plenary. Also, we shall use this time to have the press engagement, the Q&A from the media. If you have a question, you kindly highlight clearly the person that you are directing it to. And he was the first person to raise his hand. Catherine, this side. You give us your name, the media house organization representing, and to whom you're directing the question.
Thank you so much. My name is Grace Segrinya from Salt Media. My first question goes to Madam Chasimire. There's a statement you've made saying the incidents that have occurred, these are operational mistakes. I'm sorry to say, but the statement was so sarcastic. When we observe the previous incidents that have occurred, at YSA, we saw police intended it actually was not even accidental when they pushed people that had come to attend Ilari to fall into the trench. Many sustained injuries. Another incident occurred at Kalere. Actually, one person was presumed to be dead. Now, another incident that occurred at Ganga also left. We need to know what are the criteria of assigning these officers before they go for such operations? Are these people operating under some other instructions from somewhere else? Do you first rehabilitate them? Are they frustrated? Because we need to know. Others are still now warming up. They're saying, with 6 weeks to come, we are going to show you more dust. We are going to beat the opposition. We are going to suffocate the media. We are going to close you. Second, to the UCC, the rate of the operation, it has become so militaristic to media houses. You come up with rules which are so rudimentary. You come and ask for free airspace. You don't want to pay.
Right?
On a weekly basis, you want 4 programs. When you want your people to explain about government programs, you're given this money. Why do you want to suffocate media houses by operating under that way?
Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you so much. Catherine, I'm having him. Yes. Please keep your questions short.
Thank you. My name is David Ijo. I work with NTV. To Mr. Waiswa, UCC, one of the roles that you haven't mentioned, informal, I must say, that keeps happening in every electoral cycle is the shutdown of internet. We saw it in the previous elections, and there are predictions that it's likely to happen in this very one, a day too, during and after the voting process. If at all voting is a democratic process, that being a democratic process, you know, opens its eyes to accountability, including media visibility. How do you defend shutting down the internet as, you know, an enabler of a peaceful election? That is to you. And then, Julius Muchunguzi, you did say that the recent drama that we witnessed, violent scenes in the recent weeks, was as a result of some, you know, presidential candidates largely not following the guidelines, and the kind of enforcement we saw is as a result of that. But when you talk of guidelines, there are known guidelines to the public, guidelines on processions, the deadline time of campaigns, and all that. Some presidential candidates have alleged that they've been deliberately targeted because the guidelines being faulted are also being faulted in other camps. For example, we've witnessed left to go while others are targeted. As the Electoral Commission, what is your comment to that as well?
For Prime Radio, it's good a colleague from NTV asked that question to Mr. Wise, but let me pin it again. Confirm to Ugandans that time around on 15th, from 15th the whole week, that we're going to have internet on. It's like
we've seen video footages which can operate before. Then to the UCC, Mister, isn't AI finishing your job? Because there is a certain trending video where we see a police officer spraying one. So if such incidences continue to happen and they say they are AI generated, are then they painting a bad image to the picture of our nation? Actually, when UCC is under control. Thank you very much.
To commend the Electoral Commission for guiding in this electoral process. You have done a wonderful. Uganda Police, there is a to the candidate.